Good evening,
Oh, you're
Drew.
very upbeat, buddy.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Why? What's up?
Oh, we need to keep this podcast a tight 50 minutes tonight because I get to work tonight a little bit. So,
Oh, no.
no, it's fine. It's fine. It's going to be like 15 minutes of work. It's fine. It's fine.
Is it like,
No.
without getting
Yeah,
too much into detail, is it like a system upgrade kind of thing?
yeah, we're dependent like utilities. We're an energy company. We're dependent on utilities. It's utility making changes season, so we don't have much of a choice in when we do things. So, yeah.
Got it.
Mhm.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
let's
Okay,
let let's
that's
let's
fine.
bang these out.
It's all good. Okay, how you doing, Drew?
Let's start the show with some follow up.
Okay, yep. We got a couple
We,
pieces
we
here.
we looks like we both have updates here. My first update is I still don't have that goddamn Apple Store.
You could have ordered it by now.
Well, so I know, but I'm being purposely stubborn.
But, okay.
Like I really want to see this thing on a shelf somewhere. Like at this point, because I have looked so many places. So I even like okay, god damn it. So I
Mhm.
like I said the last show where we talked about this. I bought a couple different cables and I ended up buying them at Micro Center. They didn't work, so I was like, "Fuck this!" Like even the off-brand adapter that I bought was like $20. So I was like, "That's just enough money that I care to return it." So I went back to before I went to Micro Center the other day. I pulled up their website, and I've gotten pretty good at reading between the lines on when something is really in stock at Micro Center and when something isn't.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
noticed that the last time that I looked on here for this cable, it said they had 4 in stock. Well, now it says they have 8. So clearly
Oh.
they had restocked at some point. So I'm like,
Okay.
there's no fucking way, right? There's just no way. I was like, there's no way that 8 people showed up and bought these things. So I was like, I'm gonna roll the dice. I'm gonna take this cable back.
Okay.
Their return process is pretty streamlined. That money went back on my credit card, and I walked back to the Apple section. Couldn't find the fucking thing. Went over to aisle 22. Couldn't find the fucking thing. And at that point, I was just like, "Fuck it." Like, I'm not even gonna ask the guy. Like, I even think it might have been the same guy that was there the other day when I looked before. So I was just like, no, no. So
Okay.
then, that was like very early in the week. Then yesterday, I had a little bit of time in the morning before my day started to ramp up. So I drove to the Apple store at Polaris.
Okay.
They didn't have it.
Okay.
First of all, I walked the perimeter of the store.
Yeah, I wonder
And
if they keep it. I wonder if they don't keep it out.
well, okay,
Okay.
I'm glad you asked.
Okay.
So I walked the perimeter, and the Apple store people were always really nice. Like, you walk in, they greet you. Hey, can I help you with something? And my response was, I'm just going to go look at some cables. And she said, okay. Walked over to where the cables were, saw literally every cable Apple makes, but this one. Asked, and they said, yeah, we don't normally carry that in the store. And then I said, well, when you say this store, do you mean all Apple stores or just this particular store? She's like, just this particular store. She goes, you can order online and have it shipped to the store. And I'm like, I don't think you understand why I'm here. And I
I'm
didn't say that.
stubborn.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a broken human that makes up like your paying customer
I don't
base.
even want to buy it. I just want to see it.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to see. I don't think it really exists. But then she's like, I think they have some at Easton, and I'm like, I'm not driving to Easton right now. I don't have all day to deal with this. So I am gonna end up ordering this fucking thing. But it's so shocking to me that this cable just doesn't exist anywhere.
They
Like
probably
it doesn't
don't
exist
sell
on a
lot
physical
of them.
shelf for me to go buy.
Yeah, well, that's why the internet exists, Drew.
I know, and I could order it from Amazon or Bezos Place. I could order it from, Apple and have it
Yeah.
shipped to my house. At this point, it is so goddamn important to me that I physically see this thing. I don't know. I don't know how else to explain that.
I don't either.
Okay,
Oh, oh.
what's your update this week?
Okay, so last episode we were talking about some records that I bought, and we were talking about the release Until the End by Kitty.
Yes.
I do like to submit a correction. That album was released in 2004.
That is a little bit old.
The copy that I received was printed for Record Store Day in 2023, but the album is much, much, much older than that. In fact, they have not put out new music. Well, when I originally wrote this, they had not put out new music since 2011, but as of Tuesday, they released a new single. So Kitty is back. Everybody, go check it out. Eyes Wide Open. It's super good. But
Ooh.
I just had to. Yeah, I should put a YouTube link in there. Hold on.
I was gonna say, is that on Spotify yet?
Yes, it is. Yeah,
Okay.
it sure is. I will copy the music video because music videos are still awesome. Share, copy, paste. There we go. Okay.
So I'm dying to ask, were you
Mhm.
corrected, or did you just decide to issue a correction?
I decided to issue a correction
Okay.
because that didn't feel right to me. It did not feel right. Kitty has not released music for quite some time. So I just wanted to let everyone know that just to, I don't want anyone questioning my credibility. It was released in 2004. I knew that. But
Okay.
Mhm.
So that's a perfect segue into a question I have for you.
Okay.
I had someone over to my home who is not a podcast listener,
Mm-hmm.
and they saw the record player
Okay,
sitting in the box
just
in my
sitting
basement.
there. Yep.
Yep. And they said, "Oh, do you like records?" And I said, "Well, it's a little bit of a funny story. I have this friend who's really into records, and this person was he had some leftover records from like his family, like his parents had passed away and everything, and he was like, "Yeah, I really want to, buy a turntable and listen to them, but I don't think the records are going to sound very good." And I was like, well, why? Like, do you not know that you have to get like all the components?" He goes, no, no, no. He goes, "I just think they're all worn out." And I was just wondering, like, if you have old records or if you go to the store and buy used records, like, can you wear a record out?
You can, and eventually, like if they're not taken care of properly, they can get damaged, and you're more likely to damage a record from just poor care than playing it too much. But vinyl isn't the strongest surface, and the tip of the stylus is diamond, and as you do play, it does slowly wear. But like, even if you'd have to play a record a lot for that to happen, I guess it's like I said, it's more likely that you didn't take care of it, you didn't keep it clean, it got like you didn't store it properly, or it got dirty, or like I guess even if they're like in high moisture environments, there's mold that can grow in vinyl. Uh, they're persnickety in every single way, but
Yeah, it
I mean,
seems like it seems like a very temperamental medium.
yeah, yeah. But if you had those old, I mean, you you can clean the records and everything's fine. You may still have some cracks and pops, but you know what? That's okay. Nothing wrong with some
So
cracks and some
it's a
pops.
very warm sound.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it might not be perfect, but you definitely can get them to play. Yeah.
So, you've been in the record game for a little bit now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't think you probably play all of your records every day.
No.
So how are you taking care of your records?
Well, Drew, I've you know what? You've opened a can of worms now. You have.
Okay, okay.
Uh, so much like you have bespoke tools and cleaners for your car,
Yep.
uh, I have discovered this company called Groove Washer. Mm-hmm.
uh, that's that's what I call my washcloth. Turns out.
Uh,
Oh my! Look at this.
they sell.
Oh, look at the little rabbit vibrators you can buy. Oh wait, or those are brushes. Never mind.
Those are
Okay,
brushes.
sorry. My
Yep.
mind went a weird place.
Yep. I have a series of different cleaning pads from Groove Washer, and I have taken to using this for the bulk of my record cleaning. Uh, mm-hmm.
Boy,
Uh,
oh boy.
if they what they have, so they sell a variety of fluids. The most common one that you'll need is called their G2 cleaning fluid. You can use it for like deep cleaning records. You can also use it as a nice like quick like pre-cleaning before you play a record, just to help get some dust off and reduce the static. They sell these beautiful, I believe, handmade walnut handles, and they have a series of different pads that go into the handles of different brushes that you can use for cleaning. Uh, I use I use all the different brushes they sell, Drew.
Okay.
They have in fact they sell this as like a 3 cleaning pad bundle. Uh,
Looking at
I
that now.
So the black magic pad is good for, so okay, so you have a new record, okay? You put the record down on, they sell like these little circle cloths. You put the record down on there. You cover up the label so the label doesn't get wet, and you take this G2 and you spray the fuck out of it. Just get it nice and wet.
Okay.
And then you take the black magic pad, uh, which has like really, really, really fine fibers, but it's not super absorbent. So you put that sucker on there, and that is your mechanical cleaning. You take that thing and you rub it in a circle around the record. It gets everything nice and clean. It gets all the liquid all down deep in the grooves. Then you take that sucker off and you put on the black terry microfiber pad, which is great for kind of cleaning things up, pulling all the liquid off. And then I usually take a microfiber cloth and make sure that it's super dry. And then that sucker goes into a you get rid of the paper sleeve. Paper sleeves are garbage. You get a nice high quality record sleeve. And then right before you're gonna put the album on, gonna drop the needle, you put the suede microfiber cloth on there, and you spray just a little bit of liquid on one edge, and you put that edge on the spinning record, just get a little bit wet, and then roll it to the dry edge so the dry edge kind of dries everything up, and then you drop the needle, and they work great. Mwah. Mwah.
I bet you this stuff smells amazing.
Oh, it does. Yeah, it's
Like a good cleaner. It's probably really terrible to huff.
Yeah, it does smell pretty. I mean,
Oh
it's
my
not super
God,
strong,
you can buy this stuff by the gallon.
Uh-huh. Oh, dude, yeah, like this. And like they sell other cleaners as well. Like if you have ultrasonic cleaners, they sell like chemicals that help break the surface tension of water, like surfactants or something. They also sell like stylus cleaners, so I have one of those as well. But yeah, they
I really got to be honest with you. I am a sucker for a good walnut display block.
It's really nice.
I bet you that looks really good by the record player.
It does. That's where it's sitting right by my record player, just ready to go. Yep.
I mean, you and I, we don't agree on everything all the time, but when we do,
yep,
that looks so cool.
Yeah, I really like their stuff. I've actually just kind of like given up all my other cleaning methodologies and have gone just full in on manually cleaning it with all the groove washer stuff. It does work really well.
So do you
I'm really
only
happy.
clean them when you play them, or is there like a maintenance cycle that you do? Like, I'm going to clean these 10 records this week. I'm going to clean these 10 records that week.
So what I try to do is, as I buy records, I try to clean them before I play them, like a really good deep clean right before I play them.
Sure.
Or when I buy them, and then like they don't even go into like my collection until they're clean. Like I've got a couple of records I still need to clean. So they're kind of in a separate spot, so I know like, and really like, I mean, old records, yes, they collect dust, but just the printing the record, there's a lot of stuff in the air. There's chemicals that they slap on them to help, dry, especially on the colored vinyls to keep the color in. They put them in cheap paper sleeves. Paper sleeves shed paper particles. Paper particles.
You're doing great.
So I just, when I buy them before I play, give them a nice deep clean. And then usually like right before, in between each play, I'll just do a little bit, like I said, with that suede pad, just a little bit of liquid on that thing, kind of just clean it up. And then I check the stylus in between each side just to make sure, because even if everything looks totally clean, I got a carbon fiber brush that I use to help get dust off, but sometimes shit's in the air and it gets caught and get a little fuzzball on your stylus. You got to clean that thing off, and then you go. Yeah.
So
it's really a giant pain in the ass in every way, shape, and form. But
no.
Oh,
No. I get it.
It is. Yeah.
I mean,
it's very,
just like me,
Yeah,
Just
it's
like
very
me and my
fiddly.
computer temperatures. I mean, we all have our little things. So my last question about this, and then we can move on, is you mentioned they sell ultrasonic cleaner stuff.
Hmm.
What would you use an ultrasonic cleaner for in the record sphere?
So there's actually I've been actually thinking about buying one of these. Uh they sell ultrasonic record cleaners. Uh you put a solution in there, you put the record, and it spins the record and cleans it. And there are what is the really expensive one? Ultrasonic cleaner. What is the really expensive one? Degritter. So there's basically two products in this base. There is the degritter, which I'll put a link here as soon as it loads. That thing is thousands of dollars. Uh,
Man,
yeah, it is really, really, really expensive. Uh, it's really the. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, I think it's actually like $3,000. It is really targeted at like people who sell records like professionally, who have a record store, that kind of thing.
hmm
There is
wow,
a.
look at that thing.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
It's like a
No,
little record toaster.
it is. Yeah, that's pretty much what it looks like. Yeah, and it spins the record, and it's got a dry cycle, and it spins it. Now there is also the the Chinese knockoff, literally made by a company a company that makes Chinese toys, the Humming Guru, and that thing is a few $100s. Uh,
Oh, I can't wait for that to break.
yeah, 377 US dollars.
Still.
Yeah, it's so obviously it's not as good as the Degritter, but it is still pretty good. I just haven't like I've been pretty happy with the groove washer stuff. I do have like my vacuum like uh record cleaner, but I've really kind of stopped using that because it's just
Mhm.
a giant pain in the butt. And
Sure.
I like honestly like I kind of like hand cleaning my records now. I know I'm sick, but
No, no,
yeah,
no, buddy. I
yeah,
I think that's great. There are so many other bad habits to have. Like really.
yeah,
Like if anybody were to look at you like, "Oh, you're a fucking weirdo." And I'm like, "I'm not hurting anybody but myself right now." Like
exactly, yeah.
this is
Mm.
pretty fucking benign. It's funny. I've actually I've been researching ultrasonic cleaners, not like this type of ultrasonic cleaner, like a traditional ultrasonic cleaner for some
Yeah,
shooting stuff, and there are just so many different choices. And like I
yes.
don't know enough yet to know what to buy and what not to buy.
Yeah. And I guess like the big difference between the expensive one and the cheaper one is the frequency that it puts in the water. So
Oh,
obviously like the degritter is just it's just more effective because has it requires more electricity and it's got more I don't know ultrasonic thingies and
yeah.
the water vibrates more, I guess. Uh
Got
where the
it.
Humming Guru is not as still good but not as good. And I haven't and also like it's this you can buy them on Amazon, but they're like literally $100 more.
Interesting.
If you order it through Humming Guru, I've gone through the checkout process and panicked, even though it says, hey, when you get to a certain point, it's gonna switch to Hong Kong dollars or whatever the heck it is. And you see the price jump from 377 US dollars to like almost like what is it like three? Let's see, view cart,
That feels like that feels like a
check,
really
uh,
complex money laundering scheme.
yeah, 3,206 HKD,
Yep. Yep.
and I'm
Yep.
just like, yeah, you know what?
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
sure
blame you.
I'm sure it's fine, but no, I'm
Yeah.
good. So I
Yeah.
haven't done it yet. Which I don't
Oof.
think I will at this point. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I learned a lot here. But I just thought it was interesting because I mean, I understand that records are basically grooves cut in
Hmm.
vinyl and it would stand to reason that they would wear out. I just didn't know like how that would happen. I guess to your point though, it's more about like are the records being stored properly?
Yeah. Hey,
And I know you do. You got the
yeah.
double sleeves going on.
Hey, if your friend is so inclined, I would love to come over and clean his records for him.
Okay, that might be weird. That might be weird. I actually have not for nothing. I actually have a box of records in my back cellar.
Oh, okay.
They were like my parents.
Okay.
There's a lot of Donovan and some Carly Simon and some George Carlin records. Like there's like some like good records in there.
Okay.
I think they're good records. I mean, they're not your kind of records, but
No.
but if you want to come clean those, like, yeah, man, like
Right.
I'll pay you for that.
Or I can at least show you my process. So yeah.
Your craft.
Okay. The problem is like with the groove washer, like after a while, especially like the microfiber cloth, it gets wet, and then it's no longer good for cleaning. So I really can only clean like 3 records. Really 2. I can push it to 3 before I need to let my pads dry. So
Got it.
Yeah.
Got to change your pad.
Mm-hmm.
Like a clean girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So this next one is going to come out of nowhere here. So yesterday was Valentine's Day here in the U.S.
It was.
I've been married a long time. You've been married a long time. I don't necessarily know if you guys do anything for Valentine's Day.
We do not celebrate Valentine's Day.
We get each other a card, and that's about it. Just to keep the flames roaring, you know.
Got it. Okay.
But you know, as major brands are wont to do, they want to take advantage of the day to market to you. So I was flipping through various media platforms yesterday, and Kotaku, the video game site website, was talking about video game crushes.
Okay.
So I wanted to have an open discussion here. Again, no judgment. We can just talk about it. Like, you know, just like we talked about how I have to take my shirt off to poop. We just got it out there. We put it out there, and it happened. We don't talk about it anymore. We're going to talk about video game characters we have had crushes on.
Okay.
Don't you dare leave me hanging here. Everybody has had a crush on a video game character.
Like, okay, define crush.
Want to bang.
Okay. Want to bang. Okay.
Or at least take out and get to know a little bit better.
Well,
but I think secretly what we're really saying
those
here.
Those are 2 different things. Yeah.
Well, one's a means to an end, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So okay, fine. I mean, interpret the
Mm-hmm.
word crush for what you want.
Okay.
But I just wanted to maybe throw out a couple, you know, see if you have a couple. Yeah, I have one. I have one that I would call mommy, but we can save mine here till I get one of yours.
Wow, I'm trying to think. Like, I got one that immediately comes to mind, but it's very embarrassing.
No.
But I'm trying to think if there's anything earlier.
Oh, like you had like a sexual awakening because of video games?
Yeah, I'm trying to deep dive into like my like middle school, high school Paul, and see if there's any games that really pop out at me.
So if you want to go that route, I need to check something here. I think there was one that did it to me. If we want to talk about that, where is it? Shit. Yeah, so if there was one that I can think back on, that there was a like a video game that I saw that I was like, "Oh, I like this." There was do you remember the computer game company Strategic Simulations?
Strategic? It sounds familiar.
So they made a lot of Dungeons and Dragons computer games.
Okay.
Pool of Radiance, you know, a lot of the Forgotten Realms stuff, like AD&D video games.
Okay. Like the gold box games?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
There were a lot of sexy ladies on those boxes.
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And like that's not what the graphics look like in the game.
No.
Like
No.
no, we had not advanced the art of the computer. And I'm like looking through screenshots of some of these things now, and like you can kind of maybe see it, but like Pool of Radiance or Pool of Radiance, however you say that, like some of the Forgotten Realms gold boxes, they had some sexy ladies on there, some sexy men too, if that's your proclivity. But like there were a lot of those gold boxes that they knew what they were doing. If you want to start there.
I'm trying to find there. I don't remember the character's name. It might have been from the. It was either from the first or second Tekken games.
Okay.
Maybe the second one. Tekken 2 characters. And like it was one of the same things where like the graphics were not as good as the like artwork on the side of the cabinet. Uh
Mm-hmm.
you know, maybe it was hold on. I need to
Or Soul Calibur, like Ivy from Soul Calibur.
Oh, maybe that was it. Maybe
what was a little over the top.
Yeah, maybe it was Soul Calibur now that you say this.
So if you Google Ivy Soul Calibur,
yes,
like her breasts have gotten progressively bigger with every iteration of Soul Calibur, like to the point where it's getting, even by my standards, a little ridiculous.
And even like the jiggle animation for the early ones was a little over the top.
Yeah, Ivy Valentine.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the show. Our show notes is gonna be a treasure trove this week, folks. I would say that before we get to, if you want to continue down that path of reasoning, I mean, I think honorable mention has to be some of the Tomb Raider games.
Oh, yeah.
Very polygonal, but again, in all the right places. Like classic Lara Croft. By the way, quick sidebar there. Did you see that they are like unifying Lara Crofts?
No.
Okay. So again, this was an article where, again, really, really very niche backstory for anybody who cares about this. Like when Tomb Raider came out, Lara Croft was this badass, like spelunker, like female sexy Indiana Jones, very attractive, short shorts, crop top, right? You get it.
Yep.
Then when they like not remastered, but like reimagined the Lara Croft universe, like she was like just a person who was in like a plane crash, right?
Yeah.
You played like Legend of the Tomb Raider and all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
They toned down the nerdy like sexual stuff of it and made it like an actual kick-ass pretty good video. Not that like Tomb Raider was a bad video game, it was just really fucking hard. But now they are thinking that they are going to unify the Lara Crofts of old and the Lara Croft that came out of these video games, and it's literally like AI mashup of the two, right? Where it's like she's wearing blue and short shorts, but she's not quite as buxom and not quite as like badass, but like I don't know. That was interesting, but yeah, I mean that is, I think, an honorable mention too, right?
Okay.
Let me just find a Tomb Raider wiki. Can I get Tomb Raider? Yeah. Lara Croft. I don't know. I'll have to find a better link to put in the show notes. Any other ones you want to mention before I say mine?
So the one that is kind of shameful, but I'm just going to lean into it. As you know, I like comic books and I like comic book video games, and I have a little
Spider-Gwen.
No, not even that. Not even that. I'm gonna say Poison Ivy from the Arkham series.
Okay. Yep. Here for it. Yep. 100%. I'm with you. Why is that embarrassing?
I don't know. It just feels like it is.
So Poison Ivy from which
Especially
games?
like,
Arkham Asylum.
She was in Arkham City and Arkham Knight, and it's mostly embarrassing because in Arkham Knight she's not wearing pants, and it's just like just like overly sexualized, but. I don't know. It still works for me, I guess. Yeah.
Was Harley Quinn in any of those? Because I have a really special spot.
Yeah,
for Harley
she
Quinn.
was in all three of them. In fact, yes.
Okay. Was she like sexy Harley Quinn or like? like Mr. J, Harley
I can't
Quinn.
believe I know all of this. In the
Okay,
first one, I believe she was wearing a sexy nurse outfit.
I think I
Uh,
remember that. I didn't play all
yeah,
the Arkham Knight games though.
yeah. You probably could Google it, but yeah, yeah. I mean, generally sexy. Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
So mine is Jesse Faden from Control.
Oh, okay,
I
okay,
I mean, there
okay.
have been a lot of good female protagonists, but like just that look, right? Just whatever that look is, and the
Okay.
fact, and I guess like I didn't know this, but I didn't really know this, so I started looking into it. But like, she actually kind of looks like the voice actress that portrayed her. That
She
portrayed her.
does. Yes,
Yeah,
she
I didn't even
does.
know that was. I didn't know that that was a thing. I could care less about that. I loved Control, and again, I came to that super late. But Jesse Faden was such a badass, and I just remember having so much fun playing that game, and I just was like,
Yeah.
man, I wish you were a real person. Yeah, that was mine. That was the one where I literally sat there last night thinking about it. Like, what are some badasses in video games? And like, I called to like all my favorite video games. Um, and some of them were just like stupid, but like when I really sat down and thought about it, I'm like, yeah, it's definitely Jesse Faden
I can
for
respect
me.
that. I can respect
Yeah.
that.
Any other honorable mentions from you?
Not that I can think of.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess like my last playthrough of Cyberpunk 2077, I did romance Judy, and I ended up liking her quite a bit. So yeah,
Yeah, but
more than Pan Am, more than Pan Am.
oh, Pan Am was a piece of shit. I did not like her at all. I did not like Pan Am at all. Yeah, Judy was pretty cool. Judy from Cyberpunk. I'll put a link in here. Yeah. Yeah, those are the ones I thought of.
Okay, yeah,
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it says a lot about me that like there are lots of other like cutesy video game characters. Like some of the Peaches from like Mario Tennis or things like that, or Mario Golf, right? Where it's just
okay,
a little too cute. Like, yeah, I
yeah,
mean, you're
yeah,
cute,
yeah,
but I need someone that can kick my ass. Like that's what I need.
yeah.
That's what makes it fun for me. Um,
I'm with you. I'm with you. And
yeah.
like, and also like the whole like anime style generally just doesn't work for me. Like,
I run hot and cold on that.
yeah, yeah,
I like a little more realistic
yes, yeah,
take.
mm-hmm, yeah,
Um,
exactly, exactly, yeah.
yeah. And like nameless NPCs I can't get behind. Like I know there have
No,
been like sexy sorcerers and Amazons from like Diablo 2, but like
oh,
those
yeah,
weren't characters.
exactly. Yeah, there's no personality there.
There yeah, I mean as much as we're talking about how hot these video game characters are, like you also have to kind of like them as a character, I think. I
Yeah,
think there's some attraction there. Because some of those gold box characters did show up in the game, like some of the clerics and stuff from those boxes. But like that's a whole thing. Oh,
uh,
honorable mention: the lady they used to put on top of the EverQuest boxes.
uh,
Real
oh,
OGs know what I'm talking
oh,
about there.
oh shit. I would totally. I wouldn't do myself any favor if I didn't remember my favorite blue girl from Mass Effect, Liara T'Soni?
Liara.
Liara, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
Liara. You know what?
Mhm.
Liara needs to go on the list.
Mhm.
Yeah, big blue lady.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh man, that's a good pool. That's a
Yeah.
good pool. I was more Liara than Tali for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Tali's got a lot of fucking baggage.
it- Liara could have made me like commit genocide. I would have like, yes, ma'am.
Lord. I'm about due for a playthrough of that game again. I love Mass Effect so fucking much. I'm so glad that I got you to play through that. It was worth it, right?
It was good. It was
It
good.
was
Yeah.
absolutely worth
It
it.
was bumpy in some spots, but yeah. Yeah.
But Mass Effect 2 is the superior game.
Yes.
Of all the
Absolutely.
three.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
Yeah. It
so
was the
great.
best. It was the best.
Yeah. Did you cry when Morden Solis died? I did.
I did. Yeah.
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 Ah,
Yeah.
man, that was a tough one for me. Whew, boy. Um yeah. Yeah, I feel like I need a bath after this. Okay. No, you know what? God damn it. I wish I would have remembered Liara. God damn it, I'm kicking myself now. That's such a good one.
Yeah, yeah. Really, I
Ugh.
mean, there's a lot of good like interest, sexy ladies in Mass Effect series as well. So yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I
lots of
couldn't get.
crush potential there.
Yeah,
So
I really couldn't get into Tally. I even had a problem getting into Meredith or whatever her name was, Cerebus lady.
oh yeah, what was her name?
Wasn't it Meredith?
Yeah, it was Meredith. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what I thought. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
she was just
yeah,
a little too slimy.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh wow, that's some very spectacular cosplay. Good for her. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
sorry.
You got to be really careful looking for her. There's a lot of Rule 34 stuff out there,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
it's surprisingly easy to cosplay as her. You get a skin tight suit,
Mm-hmm.
and if you're relatively attractive, you can pull it off.
Yeah, you got it. Yep.
Yep, nailed it. EverQuest lady needs to go on the list. EverQuest box art lady. That's what I'm gonna call it. Like I'm just gonna search EverQuest box, and I was never an EverQuest guy. Box art lady.
I bet you
Who?
that
Oh
definitely.
yeah, Reddit EverQuest. Who is the elf on virtually all the EverQuest box art? There you go. That's a good
Yeah,
Reddit thread to put
yeah.
there.
Hey,
Yep.
look at her. Yep.
Yeah. Look at her. Like
Mm-hmm.
she was literally on every EverQuest box.
Yep.
Yeah. And like I remember seeing that box, but I knew what the game was, so I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not doing this. I had so many friends fail out of college because of that game.
Same. Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's move on to a more adult topic.
Okay.
So, Paul, as you are aware, because you also live in Ohio
Mm-hmm.
and I live in Ohio,
Mm-hmm.
marijuana is now legal here.
Yes.
So, I guess the question is, have any dispensaries opened near you yet?
I don't think
And
any of them's open. Period.
I don't think so either. But when
Yeah.
they do,
Mm-hmm.
do you plan on partaking? And you don't have to answer if you don't want to. I'm just curious because, like, I've talked to a lot of people that for a year said, man, I can't wait for weed to be legal in Ohio. And they're like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I will. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not like constantly, but
No.
yeah, it's nice to have some on hand
Yeah.
for when you want it.
Will you go the more edible route? I think you're an edible guy, right?
I do. Yes, I do like those or like vapes.
I really tried with the vape things, but they just destroy my throat.
Okay.
They
Okay.
destroy my throat. I'm a little bit torn. I have always relied on other people to obtain that stuff for me.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be careful about how I say I use it because like there's still like the whole if you want to own guns, like you can't use weed. So I officially
Okay.
don't
Okay.
use weed.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it is still weird because it's still federally a crime, but a state not. Yeah, it's weird and it's stupid, and the government should just like get the stick out of their ass. But
yep. Yeah, agree.
yeah,
But
yeah.
the other thing I was talking to a recruiter about it
Okay.
because what was really interesting for me is that when I went to work for Microsoft, they didn't drug test me. And when I went to
Okay.
work for the company I work now, there was not also a drug test as part of it. And that's because those companies are based in states where recreational marijuana is legal.
Yeah.
And they give you the benefit of the doubt that if you're a professional, like you're not going to show up to work high, you're not
Yeah.
going to just
Yeah.
like you're not going to show up to work drunk. Like I think there's a
Exactly.
reasonable
Yes.
expectation, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
drive, all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I was talking to a recruiter based out of Ohio here, and they're like, yeah, every company that I talk to, they're advising anybody I'm talking to not start taking weed because there are still going to be a lot of companies that will drug test.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and I mean, let's be honest. Like that's it. That they can make any hiring decisions they want.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, I think it's going to be, especially
Difficult.
I think, especially in the IT sector. I think that's going to be they're going to get exactly the kind of candidates they deserve.
Yeah, and what I have personally observed over the years is that there are definitely people who make pot their entire personality.
Oh, yes.
And that is a little cringe.
Mm-hmm.
But I also know some extremely high functioning parents and adults that partake.
Yeah.
They keep it on the DL, right? But
Yeah. Yeah.
they will pop one from time to time. It
Hmm.
has not impacted their work. It has not impacted their family life. They're very responsible about it, just like anybody's responsible with liquor in the house.
Yeah.
So I find it interesting that all of these companies in Ohio are still going to potentially uh, drug test for
Yeah.
that kind of thing. But I
I,
mean, to
I
each their
think,
own, I guess.
yeah, I think that will work itself out too.
And I
Like,
think that there are certain professions that also expect
yeah,
that. I don't know.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, you know,
So I don't know.
yeah,
I,
yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
I don't know how I feel about it yet.
yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be one of those things where you're gonna have to be careful and navigate it. Kind of like, yeah, you have to navigate it before, like before it was legal,
Sure.
and just be aware of that. And if you have to take a drug test, know what they're looking for, and sometimes you have to study for one of those. And yeah, but yeah, I think that will work itself out as it becomes more acceptable. I think companies will just kind of, loosen that restriction up. Uh,
Yep.
and I'm like, it may be different. Like, if you're, I don't like a surgeon maybe, or like operating heavy machinery, but even then, like, you just don't do it while you're on the job. And if you
Right.
do, there's already ways to deal with that. So,
Yeah.
just don't, yeah, don't do that. And yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, like if I'm at a show, I'd much rather, you know, hit a pen than get real drunk. So, you know.
Do so that is another
Mhm,
interesting aspect of this is
mhm.
that when I was in Las Vegas, I believe it is also legal there.
Yeah,
And
it is. Yeah, Nevada. Yeah.
um while it appears that you can still smoke cigarettes in most casinos on the strip, that is frowned upon in the casino.
I could. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
saw a few people that were asked to leave because they were basically hitting it at the slot machines, and like you can smell it, right? It's an extremely
Hmm.
distinct smell. I mean, they were vaping, but you could still like smell it. And security came over and politely escorted them out. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, a lot of places like it's legal to buy, but you can't use it in public. Like, period.
Yeah.
So
I
I
mean,
don't.
it was all over the strip though. Like
Yeah,
every crosswalk smelled like weed. Like
yeah,
everything smelled like weed there. It was
yeah.
pungent.
Yeah, I remember I went to a conference in San Francisco, and it was very much the same thing. It was just like it was everywhere. It was everywhere. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there was even somebody standing like at like the bell check at like the bag check stand, like when you get off when like you're getting unloaded to the airport, like somebody was obviously smoking a joint there because they couldn't take it home. Um,
Yeah, and all those like surrender boxes you can do, like,
yeah.
you're about to go to a place where it's not legal here. You can dispose of it here. Uh,
Yeah, I don't
yeah,
I haven't seen any stores open yet. I have seen signs already about places that will be opening.
yeah. So I don't, from what I understand, like they haven't created like the infrastructure for like how dispensaries will be certified and allowed to sell. But I believe there was like a provision in like the ballot initiative that we all voted for, basically said if the government doesn't do something by, I think it's like June, the current medical dispensaries can sell to everybody. And that's
Right.
kind of like, if you don't do this, this is what will happen. But uh and of course there's certain Republicans who want to drag their feet, but it also seems like some of the Republicans in power were like, screw it, man, let's get that tax money. So
It really is a whole untapped tax
yeah,
market thing.
I mean, all that money's either going into the quote unquote black market or to Michigan. So
Yep. Yep.
that money's being spent.
It is. And I would much prefer that money stay here in Ohio.
Yeah, exactly. It makes perfect sense. Just
Oh, did
I
you
mean,
just Did you just set down your drink, your bubbly
I
little water?
I did. I did. It's
How
not. It's not bubbly. It's still water. It's still water.
oh,
So
slumming tonight.
I am. I am. I am.
Or did you have you not to change the subject, but how's it did you get your thirsty quenchers like merit badge or
I have not. I did take another survey for some other flavors I'd be interested in trying, but
such a fucking mark.
but I have not. I have not received anything. So, but I still love
My
that
God.
thing.
If they send you a jacket, I'm gonna
I'd wear it.
fucking
I'd
laugh.
wear it.
I
I'd
know
wear
you
it.
would.
I'd
I know
wear
you
it.
would. That's why I love you. I it just okay.
Mhm.
That since we're running out of time, you need to keep it tight. We'll punt that one, but I want to know. I want to be kept up to speed on what's happening there.
I've tried the splash. What is it called? Like crisp watermelon. That's a good fucking flavor, Drew. It's good. It's good.
Is that your top pick?
Right now, yeah, I think it is. Yeah,
More
yeah.
more than the raspberry.
Yeah, more than the raspberry. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I still like lemon lime. That's a classic flavor. Classic flavor. And that's lemon and lime. I mix them because I can do that with my thirsty.
Mm.
Yeah, it's good. I love it. I love it.
Okay. Well, you're pressed for time.
Uh-huh.
We're coming up on that 50-minute mark. So why don't we cut it here? A little
We'll cut
shorter
it here.
episode, but it's good.
It's
covered
fine.
a lot.
It's a quality episode.
Well,
Quality.
everything's quality around here.
Yay, everybody. Thanks for listening, and thank you for listening to us talk about our video game crushes and our secret shames. And
They're not secret anymore, Paul.
they're not secret anymore. Yeah. I like Poison Ivy from the Arkham series. Sue me. You can go doingtheirbest.com. You can find all the show notes. You can find links. You can find emails. And hey, everybody. Thanks for listening.